Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Hope you're doing well. And in today's video, I'm going to rank some of the best gaming projects out there. I'm going to talk about a few new projects that I think that need to be covered. And we're going to try and understand what the gaming market overall represents for our portfolio. So it's going to be a very good one. Smash a like and let's go. If you're new, subscribe. If you're returning, always hit the like. So before we start with anything, guys, I'm going to look through the Bitcoin chart here, and you can clearly see that we have some kind of momentum, but the important level here is to always try to clear that $98,000. So far, so good. But we want to come up here and we want to start building above here to gradually go back to the top of the channel. So that's one thing. But even more important than that is the Bitcoin dominance, which I've been absolutely watching like a hawk. And I do believe that this dominance is gonna come down sooner or later. Historically, this breaks at the at the start of Q1, and you can clearly see that Bitcoin dominance here will come down at some point to this at least 54% in the short time. Now, the great thing is, it kind of topped out at 61%, got rejected. This is when we had that bonanza for the week preceding last week's turmoil, and now we're starting to climb back up. Now, what I envisage here is another attempt to come above here, maybe peaking at around that 64, but getting a strong rejection and crashing all the way to the bottom. So guys, very, very good things ahead of us, and we want to try and talk about these crypto tier lists. But before I do that, I wanted to just give you a quick introduction. All right, it won't be too long, but I feel like we've got to first of all understand what we mean by gaming in general. So without further ado, let me just switch my screen over here. So the gaming market, so global gaming overview and crypto market insights. Now, the market size is approximately 250 billion. Expected growth here is going to be on the current annual rate around 9%, reaching over 400 billion by the year 2028. And I mean, no doubt, a lot of that will find its way to crypto. Now, on the other hand, crypto gaming is tiny. So as of late 2024, you've got 12 to 15 billion of this that entire slice of cake that is a crypto gaming. And that's why actually, when you look at people like Elio Trades and Alex Becker and their talk of infrastructure, how do we classify these tokens? Because the integration to blockchain gaming is by far the easiest use case of majority of crypto. Play to earn, and of course with things like assets being traded, it doesn't attract the nefarious hackers for like things like Carve, DeFi projects. So crypto gaming is actually fairly secure, fairly fast, and with off the grid coming into the market, we should see a massive catalyst. Now, there's different types of there are 4 types essentially of tokens that you'll be buying. Gaming blockchains, these are infrastructure ecosystem. All right. They focus on scalability and you build on top of these. So they have transaction fees. And then there's governance tokens enabling a community decision process. I can think of 2, an infrastructure as well as governance token. For example, right now, Carve is a governance token. Marvia is a governance token. Oasis is an infrastructure. IMX, Beam, they are infrastructure. So this is how you need to classify, of course. And there's gaming blockchains. So, Sui is an interesting one I added there, but essentially we're talking about Immutable X. And of course, Axie Infinity was a governance token. YGG is a governance token. And of course, there's utility tokens for the OGs like the Sandbox, SLPs was a utility token. Gaming platforms will be Engine, Gala, and of course, a few others like that. So gaming is going to be absolutely insane, guys, and it's going to have exponential growth. There is going to be adoption. We're seeing that now with few more big projects like Shrapnel you know, off the grid coming onto the blockchain. So overall, I think that is incredibly, incredibly bullish. So the first project I'm going to look at over here is Ancient. Now, this one is an absolute banger, guys. And I think it's just gone quietly under the radar, but Ancient is a gaming-focused, community-driven ETH Layer 2 that's going to onboard what they claim to be the next 100 million. So as an infrastructure Layer 2, you know, similar to Marvia, I think this one is fantastic. I really do. And there's tons of stuff over there, trusted by the best, and they've got likes of Animoca brands. So if we go to the tier list, I do believe with the current market cap of Ancient being around that $95,000. So if we look at A8 in terms of price, I'm going to try and speed this up because I've got too many projects to go through. But 97 million with 400 million FDV and a super clean chart that has just gone absolutely kind of berserk from 9 cents all the way up to 42, but I still think that this can do a further damage in this cycle. So Ancient, I'm going to put that into the, you know, it's already large, 15 to 20x. Next one, it's the Heroes of Marvia. Here's the thing about Heroes of Marvia, okay? From the current market cap of Marvia, I do believe Marvia can actually do 30x plus. Now, why am I so bullish on Marvia? Up 4% for the day. The price is absolutely supremely low. But if you look at their model, they've done everything that they could to model this as an Axie Infinity. Both are governance tokens. It gives me the same vibes. I think if you're missing out on Marvia today with this hell of a crew, Binance Labs and Animoca brands, Coinbase, Delphi, I mean, the list, you know, Guildfi and Crypto.com, Hashkey, you know, look, they've got superb. And this is absolutely, I mean, if you're looking at the NFT marketplace, the Ruby marketplace that they recently launched, that marketplace is already up and running, meaning that the marketplace can actually earn very, very good capital. And what you're seeing right now is everybody there is absolutely killing it. So you've got, you know, you've got poor people around the world earning money and exchanging on the Ruby's marketplace, and the NFT element is absolutely live. Now, if you look at this, so this guy just bought these amount of rubies, they're buying and selling, and these are live trades. These are absolutely live trades. So you can't tell me this one won't absolutely be a banger. So for that reason, I do believe 30 to 50x is possible. Next will be Beam. I think Beam and IMX both do a 5, 10, 10x most. Now, Tropica is an interesting one. I do believe Tropica can actually do 30x plus even. It's a small micro cap. It's a project which is basically got partnerships with the likes of Superverse, and they haven't actually got an exchange listing yet, so you can only trade this on Uniswap, but their growth has been quite unbelievable, and the recent highs were $50. So when you really actually go to their Twitter page, you start to understand what type of builders they are, right? So you've got partnerships all over the place with Autos and RWA utility token. They posted about Neural here, and I do believe that, of course, with Autos announcement, Crypto Autos X Tropica, this is really, really cool. And they are also in Superverse, so this kind of gives you an exposure to that as well. With Elio Trades, obviously, Alex Becker and a few others that have previously spoken about this one. So without spending too much time on it, I do believe that it has the ability to do 30x. And the next one here is Compete. Okay, so Compete, for those of you who don't know, have recently been killing it. And let me tell you what Compete is real quick. So similar to Shrapnel, Let's have a look at the compete game. This one is a banger. Now, what I've noticed with these guys is they've been building tons, right? $11 million market cap, and it's available only on Uniswap. So you have to understand right now, this is also going to base. So with that being said, the market cap, the ability for this to go viral, I think it's brilliant. I think it's really, really cool. And you'll only realize when you start doing some research on X that they're also in Superverse as well. And they are probably, they are also in Neo Tokyo. So this one is one that I would say can do 20 to 30x from here. The next one we look at is Carve. Now, Carve, let me just bring out Carve. So if you look at this one right now, it's actually on a slightly larger market cap, but look at the absolute chart. Like this is just been accumulated. Now, bearing in mind the inflation is insane here, but it's got $23 million market cap, and it's not even listed on a tier 1 exchange. It's on base, and I think this one also deserves to be in that 20x range. Now, Carve is building the largest modular data layer for gaming and AI. It is dual narrative. And because it's a dual narrative and it's on the base chain, I think this one can do a healthy 20x. It's a fantastic project. It looks like, it's come up in my life. I've done some research on it. And barring that inflation, which is, a lot of it is on the ecosystem sale, and they've got their nodes. So right now you can actually grab a node data layer for gaming. I think this one is a banger. I do believe this one will run, but I would say exercise caution. They've got top tier backers. Again, Hashkey, Consensus, everyone is on there. Arweave for data storage. So this one's a banger. I think this one is going to run. And in my opinion, Carve could do 15 to 20x this cycle. Gala for me is a 5 to 10x. Icono, well, I think this one is, it's boom or bust. Now, if you look at ICNX, a lot of the smaller cryptos, in terms of that is, relatively, a decent pump on the lower time frames. But if you look at Icono, well, right now, fully diluted at $5 million, this can do potentially. And look at this, they've kind of, they're focusing on esports, and they have a very decent partnerships. Engine started there, Guild, Game Starter. So they have actually evolved just from the racing alone. They're probably adding more games to this. So I do believe this has a shot at exploding once everything gets going. So yeah, 50% on Moon, but let's put this on the 30x for now. It is more riskier, and it potentially has more rewards. So I would say, based on the market cap, I mean, this could go to a $500 million market cap. I do believe that, but it is a lot more risky. So we'll put that. Next is Bloodloop. Now, Bloodloop will go into the probably 20 to 30x. Now, probably say, yeah, more towards the 20x side. Now, when Bloodloop came out, it was on a massive fanfare. It was a decent launch. And then after that, they dumped the tokens. And you can see here, ever since, it's been heading down. Now, the very good catalyst for Bloodloop is going to be off the grid. I think off the grid will send this. It's on Avalanche as well. So it is a smaller market cap than Shrapnel. So I do believe that this one will absolutely go nuts. 20x is still a very good, 15 to 20x is a good return. Now, the next one I'm going to go for is Carrot. Now, for those of you who don't know Carrot, Carrot is also an infrastructure play. Now, the game, My Pet Hooligan, comes out early next year, or mid next year, sorry. And you can see here, it has absolutely been, with the unlocks, the token design, 39 cents, you're getting an incredible bargain and a fantastic entry. This has Disney and other partnerships. I do believe this is one of the ones that can go really, really hard. And when it moves, it will move quick. I mean, the quality is insane of the game.
A Web 3 game can never be as good as a Web 2 game. They said, holy, why is the UI blue? Well, it's purple now, so quit your belly aching and strap in, because the next installment of the master plan drops today. My Pet Hooligan Overclocked is available now. We've got a cinematic intro mission so that new players know how the hell to play this game. We've got story, a new Zuck Corp area, and if you're lucky, you might even see Meta Zuckbot. But Hooli, you're not even in the game. Well, guess what? I am now, bitches. Boom! We've got a Zuckbot threat system, a sparkly new UI, and an API that just won't quit. Why is that important? Oh, I don't know. Maybe it's the foundation of how the web.
Yeah, this is too sick. This is way too sick. I do believe when it catches fire, I do believe that this could absolutely rip and do that 30, potentially 30x from here. Illuvium, despite the fantastic work that the team has done, I think Illuvium can absolutely go nuts. Next one I have is Mora Games. Now, Mora, I've spoken about several times. It's way too risky, and I do believe with risk comes reward. Now, Mora is not liquid, right? You need to be incredibly careful. There's not a lot of money in this token because, if you try to sell this, it's difficult. But as the bull market goes and the gaming season begins, something like this could absolutely be crazy. And I do believe with the Moraverse and game, I think these guys can do decent, but it is absolutely risky. Now, of course, they are gearing up for esports as well. So you have to do your own research. They do have Mexi listing, and that is accessible to many people. So overall, they're not just a gaming studio. They have their various other different things as well. And currently it's doing a lot of its trading from Uniswap, and the one, if you look at the volume, 1,855 and 6,000 on the DEX. So it's probably better to to buy it on Mexi if you can, but it's also available on DEX, but very risky. And therefore, I do believe based on the overall quality, I think it can do that, but you need to take that risk. Next is Miria. Miria, I'll put 15 to 20x. From here, Nakamoto Games, I'd probably say Naka also has a 20x shot. Nyan can do 30. Echelon Prime can do 10 to 15. Octo can actually do crazy numbers, OTK. So can Senate. But guys, just don't fall. Anything I've put up here is going to be incredibly risky. Now, the next one is Shrapnel. I think Shrapnel right now is the best one, risk to reward, on the AVAX chain after the, after, for example, Bloodloop, and of course, Off the Grid will be the main leader there. Shrapnel's price has been completely decimated. These are the lows of the lows, and I do believe sub 3 cents is a generational buy. 23 million. Market cap is not, it's not just completely degen, it's decent, it's still a micro cap. And look at that. That would be, an incredible shoot towards the upside with multiple X's. And this thing is absolutely no different in many ways to Off the Grid. The quality is really insane. It really is. So they've got their marketplace. They've got, you could actually buy assets here, So overall, this just looks like Off the Grid. So if Off the Grid's going to do well, I think it's going to take Shrapnel with it. And you can actually play this, on the Epic Store. And there's obviously, you can do missions, and the quality is just absolutely brilliant. In my personal opinion, I think the extraction is great. This is like Call of Duty, guys. This one is absolutely sick. So 30x for me is a very decent price target. 20x for Sidus. I would say Superverse is hyped and a big market cap. I think Superverse can do 10x. Super Champs, for me, I'd put Super Champs in this bracket here, probably upper tier 30x. 20 to 30 for WAGME. WAS Studios can do 50 to 100x. Wilder World can do 20x. And Zy Games, I'd probably say 10 to 15. It's a really good trade. And yeah, I think that's a very good list. So guys, look, that's a comprehensive update on gaming. For me, I'm still bagging Marvia and Carrot, but I do believe there is enough there in terms of infrastructure, governance, utility, and gaming blockchains. I think you understand it way better. And like I said, you know, you just have to have one or two big bags and then you can play the rest. You know, if you had, say, for example, Marvia and Carrot, or Marvia and Moon Tropica, guys, you don't have to overexpose, but you can actually only get one or two of the riskier ones. I do believe you can actually hold 2 or 3 of those, or 1 or 2 of those riskier ones for high risk, high reward, but understand that you could also be left completely disappointed. But there is enough quality there to give you the next, you know, crazy returns in this bull cycle, guys. So let me know if you like the video. I know some of you like this format, but I haven't included everything there because I can only select, you know, certain coins. And don't be disappointed. If you've got a recommendation, drop it in the description, guys. I'll get to it. And have a lovely week, guys. Let's effing go.